Reddit, what is the most shocking way a family member has ever betrayed your trust or hurt you? The day my cousin Aiden showed up unannounced at my door, carrying the old yellow duffel bag my dad used when I was small, I felt my stomach drop in a way I still cannot fully describe. I was 22, living back home while I looked for a job, the house creaking in all the usual places, soft groans in the hallway, a draft under my bedroom door, the faint scent of my mother's baking drifting from the kitchen. I had always tried to be the peacekeeper in my family, the one smoothing over arguments with an awkward joke or stepping between my dad and my uncle when their voices started to rise. I learned early that if I stayed useful and predictable, nothing would spiral too wildly out of control. Aiden was 3 years older and used to show up at our door as a kid for sleepovers, a tornado of muddy sneakers and wild stories. But in college, he had gotten distant, only texting me on my birthday. That bag, though, belonged to my dad. Last time I saw it, it sat in the hall closet with a busted zipper and a faded sticker from Disneyland. Now it bulged, heavy and awkward, as Aiden set it down with a huff. He barely looked at me, just said, "Is your dad home?" like he already knew the answer. He scanned the hallway, nervous, eyes darting toward the kitchen. Even before I answered, I knew something was off. "No, he's at work." "Why do you?" I stopped as Aiden opened the duffel, pulling out envelopes thick with cash and a tangled mess of watch bands, my grandmother's, with her initials etched on the inside, plus a silver locket I had not seen since she died. He shook, actually shook, as he handed me one envelope. "He told me to hide these. All of it. He said you would understand." The words clanged in my mind because my dad never mentioned any money, only said grandma's will was all sorted out. My hands started sweating. The whole house felt smaller, the kitchen quieter than before, my pulse louder. I pressed him. "Why you? Why not me? Why take it now?" He stared at the locket, not meeting my eye. "I just did what he said. Said you would cover for him, like always. I can leave." His voice cracked. I could hear our dog barking next door, someone's distant lawnmower, like the world kept going while mine had locked tight around that pile of stolen family things. In that moment, I realized, the arguments last summer, the weird comment my aunt made, funny how everything just disappears when your dad's around, the insistence that I not help clean out grandma's house, my dad had betrayed everyone. Maybe believing no one would put the pieces together, or maybe trusting I would never look too closely at the mess, because that was always my job. I kept the locket. I sent Aiden away. The bag sat on my floor for 3 days before I got the courage to confront my father, hands shaking. What I remember most is not the words we said, but the silence after, the sound of my childhood trust breaking, quietly, like thin glass underfoot. I still have the locket, though. Sometimes I hold it and remember the weight of what we all lost.